And it's the one feature of this board that turns it into magic. Got great glide. This is going to be such a good board for a lot of people. The Ghost. What's up with the Ghost? It's actually kind of an interesting story. My buddy Tino from Sunova called me and he said, hey, would you like to design a new board? And I'm like, well, sure, I'm a shaper. I'm world renowned. Oh, wait. I'm not a shaper at all. But I know I can work with Bert Berger, who's one of the best shapers in the world. He's Tino's partner in Sunova, the head shaper. Created Firewire and so many good boards in his life. I've known a lot of shapers, and he is the one out of everybody I've ever met that is more savant-like at his understanding of what every aspect of a board does. And he's very good at interpreting what people tell him. So I knew I could count on Bert to actually design the board, but I had to come up with the concept. And honestly, I had 2 or 3 boards that I rode all the time, and they were just stunning. I loved them. So I sat back for like 2 months, and I thought about it. And then one day I was changing out fins, and I went, wait a minute. I'm doing workarounds on every board I have. Since I turned 70, I noticed that I had to really dial in my fins and dial in which boards I wanted to accommodate me and allow me to surf the way I want to surf. I said, you know what? All right, I guess if I have to change every board I've got, that means I need to make a board I don't have to change. So I went to Bert and we sat down for 3 long sessions. I think our first session was 5 hours. I was in a online meeting with him. I was on his desktop in his shaping program, and he was shaping, I was talking. I'd sent him a bunch of videos that showed, there were little clips of things that I really liked about certain boards and things that I struggled with on certain boards. So I would talk to Bert, and I had no preconceived notion, neither did he, about the shape of the board. We just worked through it organically from beginning to end. I talked to supsters all around the world every day, and most of them tell me that they ride 1 to 3 foot waves that are low power, you know, like not the best waves in the world, and they want something that's easy to turn and easy to surf and stable for them in these low power waves, and something that will get up to speed. I surf better waves on Cape Cod, so I said, look, I want it to be really good in small mushy waves for people around the world, but I want it to work in my waves at home for me, in good waves. Because apparently, according to everybody I talk to, I have better waves than anybody else in the world. So, you know, I got that going for me. Okay, so now what do I need? I need to stay powered up. I found that when I went through a tough period when I was in Portugal, and I was looking at my videos, and I did not like the way I was surfing. I couldn't figure it out. It took me 2 years to figure it out. And then there was one video that I did when I got home and I looked at myself surfing. I put a little 4-inch pivot fin in the sole, the 9/6 sole. And I got home and I looked at the video and I went, oh my God, that right there is exactly how I want to surf. That's what I've been missing right there. What that helped do was that helped the board stay powered up through turns. It didn't get tracky on me. It didn't have to be on a full rail turn. It could drift a little bit, you know, and it just sort of stayed powered up. So when I hit slow spots, the board didn't leave me kind of in old man staggers. So we came up with, we needed a little bit of rocker for turning, a little slight V's. We needed very hard edges in the back and a very flat release. So the board would be instantly fast in low power waves and in all situations. So I wanted a nose that had enough fullness in it to avoid the pitfalls of the really pointy nose. And also the rails, I wanted to be refined enough but avoid the pitfalls of the S rails. Those work great for really good surfers, but you really have to be back foot heavy, keeping the nose up, totally in control of the front of the board with those designs. And this board will be much more relaxed and easy. It just has a steadiness about it when it goes down. It doesn't dip down quickly. It doesn't overreact to anything. And it feels solid front to back, side to side all the time. I'm really pleased with this. When we were going to put the tail on it, you know, I was envisioning a rounded pintail, but he put the rounded diamond tail. I think because he wanted to give it the creek pedigree, which I really was against, because this is not the creek. There's nothing. Sure, if you look at it, you could say that's kind of creek-like, but no, it's what's under the hood is light years difference than the creek. This is an entirely new from the ground up board than the creek. So most boards are designed to turn from the stomp pad because they're designing like a 7-foot or an 8-foot board. That's not our reality. Our reality, majority of us we're on 9-foot boards or bigger. I said, Bert, we need to design a board that turns from further forward comfortably. And he lit up. I mean, I could see Bert's a savant. You really have to understand him to get how good he actually is. And he just instantly went back to 2002 and an idea that he had been floating on sway locks. And the entire surf community shouted him down, and he went, I know better than to try to convince them of things they don't want to believe. So he shelved it. And he told me what it was. He said, I wanted to move the entire fin cluster forward. And I went, boom! Yes, I love it. I love it. Move the fins forward. Whatever you think is appropriate, I love the idea. And it's the one feature of this board that turns it into magic. This board is so magic. My 9.1 turns like my 8.8s. That's why I ride the 9.1. I really, really, really want to surf well every day. The Ghost allows me to do that. It took me 2 months to even realize the potential of the board. I started realizing, wait, why are you surfing the same way you always do? You can do more stuff, different stuff. Like During the course of that, as the board began to take shape, and we had a general outline that we were working with, that we were comparing to other shapes that I liked. That was the black outline on the page and on the program. And if I talked about another board and I said, well, how come I like the way this board turns at low speed in kind of weak waves? And so he would overlay the outline of that board or the rocker of that board, but it would be in a light gray line. And he always referred to the board we were comparing our design to as the Ghost. And so when it came time to name the board, and Bert goes, what do you want to name the file? I got to name it something. I go, Ghost. I mean, we shaped it with the help of Ghost, so why not? And he goes, I like it. So there it is, the Ghost. Nothing more dramatic than that. So, the Ghost. You. And look at this place I live. Is this cool or what? And there's my little ghosts.
I'm in a hurry. I've got a very important phone call to make.
I love all you guys. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for being there for me and keeping me in this game. I absolutely love this. And